Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, to the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Zakalia, and this video is about the World War III prophecy. And in Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14, it says, the second woe is past, talking about World War II, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, which is talking about World War III. So World War III is a part of biblical prophecy, and it's on the table, right? We're seeing it being developed very quickly. The tensions that are escalating between these heathen nations that are going to be participating in it, it's building up, man. All right, so we've heard of certain talks about trying to come to some kind of agreement of peace and whatever else, but at the end of the day, all of that is irrelevant because the prophecy is going to be fulfilled, right? So things are escalating, and Yahoo News USA Today says Trump instructs Pentagon to immediately start testing US nuclear weapons. President Donald Trump announced on October 29th that the United States will immediately resume nuclear weapons tests, a move he said is needed to ensure the country keeps up with its rival nuclear powers. And who are the rivals of America? Russia and all those that are aligned with Russia. And we can take a look at who is aligned with Russia by looking at the BRICS alliance, which is BRICS, B-R-I-C-S. In a Truth Social post, Trump tweeted progress made on nuclear weapons modernization during his first term, but he warned that China's nuclear weapons buildup will place Beijing's arsenal on equal footing with the United States and Russia within 5 years. And China is a part of that BRICS, so China is aligned with Russia. Because of other countries' testing programs, I have instructed the Department of War to start testing our nuclear weapons on an equal basis. Trump said that process will begin immediately. All right, so those are those war drums beating, man. All right, the prophecy of World War III is on its way. Asked by a reporter on Air Force One on his way back to Washington from South Korea on October 30th if the world was entering a more risky environment when it comes to nuclear issues, Trump said he didn't think so, which, whatever his opinion is on the matter, it doesn't matter because the prophecy is going to be fulfilled, right? The war of Armageddon is going to take place. Revelation chapter 16 and verse 16, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, right? And Yahweh Shemishai is going to be gathering the heathen over there in the so-called Middle East, which is actually Western Asia. Joel chapter 3 and verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, talking about the heathen, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision, right? So this is what we're witnessing. Yahweh Shemishai putting the spirit upon the heathen, right, to be in that warlike mentality, right, heading towards World War III, which is going to take place over there in the so-called Middle East. And we know the location based on Joel chapter 2 and verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, the US, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, which is the land of Saudi Arabia, with his face toward the east sea, the Euphrates river, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, the Red Sea, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. So we know the judgment already. America's going to lose over there in the so-called Middle East, Western Asia, when, you know, they go to war against Russia and Russia's allies. All right, and then after they lose, the ICBM missiles are going to be shot. Okay, this war Trump is preparing for. That is why he's talking about immediate US nuclear weapons, right? And it says in Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. And we all know the history, man, of all of these different wars that have been fought and how they've been fought. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. And what's that? The missiles. That's what they do, right? They burn and they cause catastrophic destruction by way of fire. All right, so this is how it's going to be, man. And so that's why America is preparing itself, because this World War III prophecy is at the doorsteps. Okay, it was not immediately clear from Trump's post whether the United States would fire a nuclear warhead before Russia or China does. All three countries and other nuclear weapons states routinely test their nuclear delivery platforms. Russia tested a new nuclear-powered cruise missile, right, and a nuclear torpedo in recent days, and the United States test launched a Minuteman III nuclear missile in May. I reported on that missile that Russia developed, but the name I can't pronounce. All right, it's like the Burevishnik or something like that missile, which is an ICBM missile, right? And these ICBM missiles are ultimately created to destroy America, which is Babylon the Great. The scriptures say in Isaiah 54 and verse 16, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. All right, so that waster to destroy, man, to destroy America. Okay, so this is all building up, man, and it's all beautiful to see. The announcement came as Trump traveled to Gimhae Air Base in South Korea for a hotly anticipated meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, their first face-to-face conversation since the US leader returned to office earlier this year. During his term, Trump tried and failed to initiate trilateral arms control talks with Xi and Russian President Vladimir Putin. And any kinds of talks are just going to fail, man, because once again, it's all about Bible prophecy. So, you know, whenever there's news that comes out, always remember the prophecy. Remember the end, right? Nuclear weapons expert Trump announcement could trigger strong public opposition in Nevada. The president's announcement baffled nuclear weapons experts, some of whom believe Trump's post may have referred to missile flight testing or non-explosive nuclear tests. Arms Control Association head and nuclear weapons expert Daryl Kimball said the United States has no technical, military, or political reason to resume nuclear explosive testing. In a series of posts on X, Kimball added that Trump's announcement could trigger strong public opposition in Nevada, conducted its underground nuclear tests, draw condemnation from allies, trigger a chain reaction of testing by U.S. adversaries, and blow apart international agreements that have discouraged countries from building and testing nuclear weapons. Another nuclear non-proliferation expert, Andreas Stricker of the Foundation for Defense of Democracy, said that Trump needs to clarify what he means by nuclear testing. He doesn't need to clarify anything, man. It's clear. Trump is saying that he's getting the ICBM missiles together for the war that is coming. Okay? And none can stop it, man. This is Bible prophecy. Alright, as the scriptures say in Isaiah 55 and verse 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please. And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent. So the prophecies shall come to pass. They are sure to come. Brandon Williams, the Trump appointed head of National Nuclear Security Administration, told lawmakers in April that he would advise the administration not to resume nuclear weapons tests. Okay, so you can see that these other people have a fear upon them, right? Because checking the temperature of the world, you can see the tensions that are all escalating, heading towards this World War III. And people know that once the ICBM missiles are, in conversation regarding the situation, they know it's going. They call it MAD, M-A-D, the acronym Mutually Assured Destruction, right? Because it's a devastating thing. So unleashing, the missiles upon each other, it's a catastrophic event, which people are afraid of happening, but it is going to happen because Bible prophecy is going to be fulfilled. Okay, so with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai by Shemkal Kodesh. Shalom.